Well, we're back out here. Of course, there's gonna be no snow or rain, but of course we get out here and it's already starting to snow. Go figure. But I went out and got the Gecko Gauges. They just pop right on, as simple as this. Slides right underneath, tightens on, and then you just take a board. He's up a little higher now, but just drops right on and nail it on. So that way we can do it with one person or two people. And one person cutting and one person actually nailing them on. So that's gonna make things go a lot smoother. We already did that one row right there with it just to kind of test it out and see if we liked it. You'd be silly not to put on fiber cement siding without those. It makes a world of difference. So we're gonna start working over here. Hopefully finish up this side here real quick and then start on the front and all the way around. Try and get at least the first row all the way around, so that way when I get a chance to come out here, even if it's by myself, I can then just work all the way up with the Gecko Gauges and be good to go.
Okay, so what we want to look at is this corner, because what we want to try and do, we want to match these pieces as they come around, right? We want to keep this line the same. We did have that one little problem that we had here where the first board we put on, we had a little too much reveal and we showed a couple of nails, so we're going to try and improve on that as we learn. And we're going to bring this bottom board up that 1/4 inch just so that we don't see those nails anymore. So as we come around the corner, you can see I've already made a few marks on here where the old one was, where we want to bring the new one up to. And you can see how I've made a couple marks. So what it turns out is the actual top of the board, bringing it up that 1/4 inch, would be up here. But one of the things that we have a little bit of a problem compared to the way we did there, and again, this is so, hey, we're learning, right? When I have my full board there at 8 1/4, you can see we go quite a ways down below. So one of the things we did here is where we cut those inch strips and the 1.5 inch strips we found better to build it out a little bit. We'd have to build this out first and then put the strip on, because we'd have to have something to nail that strip to. So one of the thoughts, and you can maybe add to this then, Mac, is maybe here we don't need that here. We can let it drop down. And why would that be? Because we've got what, some splash or some anything else?
It's water basically hooking back up behind it.
Up
potentially
here. Right, so if we had that first board just coming straight down flush against this, we'd be all right. Then you've got that little build up and we start going up just like we did on this side, where it has that nice little push out and they just overlap each other. But the best part is that now this actually becomes the bottom edge, which matches here, of our next board going up. So we get all of that and we match everything going up, except this one will be on the bottom just a 1/4 inch higher. Yes?
Yep.
All right, cool beans. Let's do that.
Didn't go all the way to the top, but made a good way up, because once That's about as high as I can reach. That's why we're stopping there for now. Then it'll be ladder work to get all the way up to where we're gonna end up putting the soffit. But it came out pretty good, I think. We switched, obviously, to using those Gecko gauges on this side to this side. It came out damn near the same. I mean, the way I was measuring must have been like a 1/16 off or something, because when you get right along the side, I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit. And it's like, okay, this side of the window is just a little bit higher. But it's not that bad. I mean, barely even noticeable. You got to be looking for it. But here, got the geckos set up. My dad put that first piece, got the second one on. So now I'm just gonna keep that measurement the same, go all the way up basically to the top of the door with the gecko, get that first strip on, go there. And my dad is around the corner working on cutting some roots out with the sawzall and a shovel, so we will be able to fit the nailer there. But a lot going on. Luckily it stopped snowing, at least for a little bit here, so enjoy this little bit of good weather, and hopefully we get this side mostly done, at least up to the top of the door, and get that strip going around, hopefully down that end, and at least one strip along the back. But we'll see how far we get. Starting to get a little later though, so who knows how far we'll end up getting today. All right, moving right along. Got the geckos on. I'm gonna start going up this side now. We got that first board on. My dad went all the way up to the top of the door here, more or less. And my dad's now working down this way. He's finally done digging that out, but now he's starting to, with the laser. He got all the way marked down. Now he's level getting that line, so we can use up some of those smaller pieces, and we'll end up tossing those on in a straight line all the way down, and then I can use my gecko to start working up, while he then will use the laser to get the back end, and we'll keep going up. Honestly, I think we'll probably end on this far wall today over here. Maybe we'll make some on the back, but we'll see how far we get. Starting to get a little bit later in the day, and the sun's going down early, so all right, next day, back out here. I'm gonna start working on these sides. So gonna have to work. I'm gonna start working this side, except for the last 2 rows. Then come on over here. You saw yesterday my dad finished up trimming around those windows. I still got to get a bit of the stretch tape to seal off around that post that we have coming out the back there that we're gonna put a little swing on for the kids for now. But outside of that, we're gonna go up at least to the windows with siding today, hopefully, if I can get all that done. It is just me today, so we'll see how truly fast those Gecko gauges are, but we're gonna get started and hopefully not get too muddy because it's just a mess. So when you see me inevitably falling all over myself today, like we were doing yesterday, don't be surprised. Well, luckily it wasn't snowing and raining all weekend. Otherwise, this might have really put a brakes on for getting this done. Oh well. hopefully next weekend's a little bit nicer. But a little side note, these screens right here, don't want to brag, but these were the ones that I completed about 3 weeks ago, and it only took me 3 weeks to remember to bring them down here. So I'm gonna toss those on real quick and then head on out for this weekend. Got New Year's Eve tonight, so excited for that. But yeah, I'm gonna finish cleaning up here, pack up, and call it a weekend. So we'll see you guys next weekend.